Good morning, boys and girls. I sit here today before you, intensely unhappy with one Mambo McGillicuddy, little black cat, who saw fit to wake me up over and over and over all night. Yeah, I actually slept nights. Well, I've been sleeping nights for the last, I don't know, several days, weeks, who knows. I had not been ready to talk about this because it's just too painful, and I was afraid I couldn't get through it without breaking down, and I didn't want to sit here and blubber on cam. But on the 18th of June, one of my little babies, Mambo's brother, Mr., died. He was only 4 years old, and he died from something that totally could have been preventable or could have been prevented. He didn't have to die. My negligence caused his death. And I have never felt grief and pain over the loss of a person or an animal like I did from him, because I felt like I'm starting to do it now. I'm trying not to, because I felt like it was my fault. And I felt directly responsible for his death. I didn't pick him up and wring his neck or anything, but I failed to get him to a vet when he really should have been taken to a vet. I just didn't know that his condition was that serious. I was very naive and thought that he was not near death's door until he suddenly was. And we rushed him to an emergency veterinary clinic about 50 miles away. And, well, not quite that far, but it doesn't matter. But it was too late. They did everything they could for him, and he was misdiagnosed by his regular vet, our little country vet that we use for this and that. He was misdiagnosed. And anyway, and so we've all been very sad around here for a very long time. We've lost a lot of kitties over the years, but and it, every single one of them made us terribly sad, but his death hit us much harder than any of the others. He was my mom's baby, really. Even though I raised him, he bonded with her. And he didn't care much about me one way or the other, but he loved her so much. And they were buddies, and he was beautiful, and he was fluffy, and he was fat, and he was wonderful in a lot of ways. And I was waiting for him to get over being uppity with me, which I know he would have eventually. It's kind of an adolescent thing that I've seen other cats go through. I thank you, Falcon, for being there for me. He was just with me on Skype almost night and day, except for when he really had to sleep, really had to go out and go to work or do whatever. But pretty much as much as he could be, he was with me. And he heard me cry and wail, and it happened all day, every day, for probably a week. But we're not the only ones that have been struck by the loss of Mr. His little buddy was Callie, our little calico with the long hair. And they used to nap on my mom's bed every day. And she would sleep up on my mom has like some pillows with pillow shams that she doesn't sleep on. They're just decorative, and she puts those on top. And Callie would sleep up on those, and Mr. would sleep on Mom's, what's it called, a body pillow? That long kind of pillow that some people get. You can hug it and wrap your legs around it and stuff. And he would sleep on that. And it took a couple of days before they noticed that he was missing. Because especially in the summer, they're all going in and out, and they all kind of have their own schedules and their own agendas, although she would play with him every morning. But after a couple of days, she started getting sad, and she started looking around for him. I could tell she was looking for him. And she'd go outside and then come right back in, and go outside and come in, and I think she was looking for him, And then she started taking her afternoon naps alone, and she'd sleep not on her old spot, but on his. And I haven't noticed if she's still doing that, but for probably at least 3 weeks she did that. Slept on his spot right where he used to sleep in that body pillow. And his brother, Mambo, was looking everywhere. He was getting behind every piece of furniture and back in the back of closets and under my bed and places that he normally doesn't go. And he was looking. He was looking for Mister. And he took to being extremely needy. He would not let me out of his sight. He wanted me to hold him all the time. He was frantic. If I tried to put him down, he'd put his arms around my neck and just hang on for dear life. And he didn't want to go outside. And he couldn't stand to be separated from me at all. And he'd cry if he was separated from me. And he's gotten a bit better. He'll go outside now, and he's not quite as clingy. But at night, or whenever it is that I go to sleep, he'll get at my door. Sometimes he lies down because he's been there so long doing this that there's no point in sitting up anymore. And he'll lie there or sit there and just meow and meow and meow loudly. He's loud, and Falcon has heard it. And in my sleep state, I thought, well, maybe this is just, because every time he meows, it kind of wakes me up, but not enough to get up and to really do anything. Sometimes enough to holler at him. And I'll think, not as much time has passed as I probably feel like has passed. The Falcon has assured me that Mambo does this for hours on end. Just literally, meow, 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 like that for hours. I get up and open my door, he'll come in, get up on my bed with me, flop himself on my face, sleep for maybe 20 minutes, and then he's up and meowing in my face and pawing at my mini blinds and doing whatever he needs to do to wake me up. I don't know if he's worried that I'm dead. I don't know what it is. He seems to want out of the room, though. But I let him out. He goes and eats 2 pieces of food and is back at my door doing it again. And I'm exhausted because I'm not sleeping well. So, yeah, we've been going through a lot here. And I'm working on my business. I don't know if anybody's watched the video clear through to this point. Some of you certainly have. I'll make a separate thing about the business, because I have some new products in, and one of them I know people were waiting on, and it's not as it was supposed to be. It's beautiful, but it's not right. So, which some of you may be excited, because basically it's a size issue, and some of you may be able to get it when you didn't think you would be able to, and blah, 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 blah. Falcon, I love you, baby. Mwah. I have 2 videos I need to make now, because I just thought of something else I was going to talk about.